Hey, this is YC, and I'm going to talk about my health site that I had. This is the second part, I guess, in a series about my first 5 websites. And I had a health site that I started, and it lasted for about a year and a bit. And so this was at the beginning of my niche website journey, when I was basically trying anything and everything in terms of ideas and seeing what was going to work. I thought it would work. This health site, I thought it would work just because, health is an evergreen niche, as they say, and so how could it really go wrong? I guess thought, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to have my own health site, and it's going to be awesome. But the thing is, I was just getting started with niche sites and online marketing, and so my perspective was a bit wonky, and so this site was just not the right kind of site. It was a failure. It was just like a total. Well, I mean, you learn something in any experience, like you have anything you do, there's always some kind of lesson you learn. And this wasn't an empty experience doing this health site. It just had a really bad kind of stupid domain name, which was getridofcelluliteinaHurry.com, which is really not a good name. But I figured it was, at the time, it was like an exact match keyword domain idea. So I did, that was back when I guess that was more of a thing that you did, and it was supposedly a good idea at some point in time. But even when I did it back then in like 2014, I think it was passe then maybe. And it was like people were over it. They weren't doing that anymore. But I thought, oh, that's a good idea. I didn't know what else to call it. And it just seemed like a good, I thought it was like a juicy keyword, and I was going to get lots of traffic from it just because of the name of the site. It was just going to attract people. So I just got into this mindset of like, whatever that meant, just like cellulite, get rid of cellulite. That was my thing for that website. Like lose weight and be healthy, and just, I have an interest in health, things related to health and, fitness, things like that. So it wasn't completely falsified on my part as far as being something that I was interested in. But it was sort of from an angle that I didn't really want to take, I guess, because the cellulite thing is such a, just the domain name is sort of spammy, I guess. It just sounds kind of niche site-ish. So, but I didn't know that at the time. I just thought it was like a good name and was going to serve the purpose of the site and, pull in people from that keyword. I had this thing at the time where I just thought that if you keyworded the domain name properly, that it would actually really help with the traffic of the site. But I no longer really think that. Although I've had stuff happen where it almost seems to be the case that the domain name can help, but it depends. It's very particular to the circumstances. And in that case, I don't think it really helped. The other thing is that I didn't really understand tracking at the time. I'm not even sure that I was using Google Analytics. And if I was, I wasn't using it properly or, really paying attention to it. Even though nowadays that's all I look at is just Google Analytics and Search Console. So I was, even if it was getting some traffic, I think I was looking more at like the WordPress analytics or whatever, just like the built-in analytics that you can get from WordPress. But it wasn't a WordPress.com site. It was still doing the thing where I was, getting the name from a name provider, and then I was getting the site from, I was hosting it on HostGator. So the site was, what am I trying to say? Is the site was just, it was, it was sort of just on a shared server kind of
kind of deal, and it was sort of going along. It didn't have a lot of, oh yeah, I was talking about the analytics. So the analytics, it was just, it seemed to suggest there was a couple hits here and there, but I at that point, I was not very good at understanding how these hits were coming in. I just thought like if I posted content, then the content would bring people in. So I was trying to come up with ideas. I don't even think I was doing like proper keyword research at the time. This is before I even, I might have just started using Longtail Pro at the time, because I was like getting into, the niche pursuits kind of community, and that was what people were talking about, was Longtail Pro. So I had Longtail Pro maybe, or just got it maybe, and was following maybe the one of the niche site projects, or the niche site project 2 maybe. I don't think I caught the first one. I remember picking it up on the second one, the one that had Perrin was getting. He was this sort of focus of the thing. So I was starting to get the idea of these keywords and their the volume, the keyword volume and stuff, but I was still not really. I just thought, well, this keyword has some volume, so therefore it's like a magnet for people. But in retrospect, I think it's sort of it's not a good name, and it just sounds spammy to me now, which, it doesn't make sense as a brand name. It's sort of a good like joke name, I guess, but I was just like, get rid of cellulite-in-a-hurry.com. Like, zing, take that. That's good. And then, I just had these articles about, I remember doing one about like green smoothies, and just coming up with these topics about like cellulite related, but not, what the hell was even on that site? I don't even remember exactly what I was writing about. I must have done like 20 posts on stuff related to, I think there was some like recipes and some just kind of fitness tips, but I didn't really realize that like the health niche is, one of the most mega competitive niches of all time. So going into the health niche is just like kind of crazy to even think that you're going to rank for stuff, but I was not really aware of the competition. So I'm just like, get your green smoothies, and, and I don't think the site looked particularly good. I've been accused by certain people of having these kind of trashy looking sites, but that site, I don't know. I remember it being white and just kind of like coming up with some cheese ass logo, and just being like, hey, like, the in a hurry part is kind of what gets me. It's just sort of humorous, I guess, to just like, it's just a total like weight loss diet kind of scam sounding title or whatever, domain name. But so it lasted for about a year. I think that one didn't have, whereas the other sites that I had were more, there was some sort of e-commerce angle to them, where I was like porting in Amazon products using like some kind of plugin. But this one, I think, just was more like a blog, like kind of was trying to go for like a mom blog thing, even though I'm not female or a mom. I was just kind of like, hey ladies, like check out this new recipe for this, fat-free donut. So it was kind of cheese and kind of stupid, but it was, I started to like get attached to I later made another site that was more like in the fitness kind of health niche that was a little less cheesy, and I still have it, and it's a good site. So that site kind of was like a precursor to my current fitness related site, which, takes a different angle completely, I guess. Sort of more of a, like the site that I have now is more, it's more reasonable, I guess, in terms of, it's not like, hey, in a hurry, lose your cellulite. It's more like, it's more educational and just kind of trying to be sensible. So, that's like the learning experience I had from the get your get rid of cellulite in a hurry.com. So, I mean, again, the health niche is also just very saturated, but with niche sites, sort of like hope springs eternal. So you try and you're just, it's your thing. So you're just sort of rocking it for a bit. And then you kind of like, again, the luster I lost some of the luster for that niche after a while, and was just sort of, it got the axe along with the other ones because they all got axed at the same time when I realized that my hosting was just my sites were taking up too much room, and I was going to have to, like I said in the other video, like delete inodes and things. And I remember just going like, what the fuck is an inode? And they're just like, your inodes. And I'm like, no, I don't know what that means. And they were just saying, yeah, go and, clear it out. And I said, well, if I clear the wrong ones out, what happens? And they're like, we don't know. It might break your site, but you have to do it, or else you're just going to have too many inodes. And so I thought, well, how about I just fucking destroy these sites, because they're really annoying anyway. And it's sort of like you do something for like a year and you're just doing it, and then you realize like you kind of have like a reality check, and you think, well, these aren't making me any money, and I'm paying for hosting fees, and I really don't even want to do these sites. So I had like a moment of clarity where I'm like, HostGator, fuck you. And these stupid sites that were kind of not even really my cup of tea. I was like, okay, well, all these folders are going in the garbage. And then I did it. And then, after a couple of days, I was like, hey, I'm back I'm ready to go again. I just sort of like had a clean slate, and I was kind of glad to be rid of the sites, because I think in that case, I might've saved a couple of articles because I thought they were okay. But ultimately, most of the stuff on that site, or like pretty much all of it, is gone and didn't come back in any form at all. So yeah, I mean, what's the lesson here? I don't know. Just, if you're going to go into the health niche, just maybe, niche down a bunch, and don't just pick health, and don't pick cellulite stuff. Cause that's when you're getting into the sort of like weight loss, get, fix all your problems in a quickly kind of cure all kind of snake oil kind of bullshit thing. So, that site was kind of bullshit. So it's kind of good that it got torpedoed and it's gone. So that's that story. If you have any comments, if you have started your own health niche site, maybe leave a comment below, and RIP, get rid of cellulite in a hurry.com.